Good afternoon. This is Imagine That with Robin Richie. Today we'll be having a conversation with reigning queen, Senior Miss Black America, Elizabeth Liz Dicker. Hello, Liz. How are you? I love the queenly wave. How are you, beautiful?
I am blessed. I am thankful. I'm blessed. How are you?
I am the same. I am grateful I'm grateful to God that you're able to grace us with your presence on the Imagine That with Robin Richie podcast. And I'm so very, very proud of you.
Thank you.
Let's talk a little bit about this journey, this whirlwind journey that you've been on as the world's first appointed and crowned Senior Miss Black America. Can you tell us a little bit about the journey, the history, and
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Elizabeth Liz Dicker, and I am your senior Miss Black America. I just want to tell you a little bit about the Miss Black America pageant, which they added the division of Senior Miss Black America on their 55th anniversary. The pageant was founded by J. Morris Anderson, and he created this platform for Black women because back in the year of 1968, Black women wasn't seen as being recognized as women of worth, women of beauty, and women of intelligence. So his daughter came to him and he asked, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And she said she wanted to be Miss Black America. So he created this platform for us Black women to know that we are beautiful, we are intelligent, and we are worth being seen in the public eyes as such that because we are the women, the nurturer, and we created so many things in life through years and years of work, and we just cannot thank them enough for creating this platform. So this can actually build and has built many self-esteem for Black women to be recognized, to know that they are beautiful inside and out, and they should know their worth, and they should always know that they should be respected and such that.
that's just so marvelous. And you like completely and perfectly encapsulated what I think and how many of us feel, really and truly. And one of the things that I love about you, and ladies and gentlemen, I will let you in on this um, little secret, which isn't a secret, which is simply that I've had the pleasure of knowing Elizabeth for over 3 decades. And so there are many of the platforms that I've seen you bring into fruition through what it is that you do. I know that this is something that has been near and dear to your heart. And so I've witnessed how you have invested over the years. And so the fact that you've been crowned and appointed to bring this active legacy, really and truly, forward for other generations is marvelous. And it's a good choice. Wonderful choice. So, how do you move past the fact of the title Senior Miss Black America when there's nothing about you that looks senior?
And that's so funny because every time I tell someone that, they like, "Senior where?" And I'm like, "I am a senior." And I just did a sit and paint with some seniors, and I had to tell them, and they like, "How old are you?" And so I had to tell them my age. I am proud. I am proud to be a 56-year-old Black woman. in society. I'm not afraid to tell my age.
Fabulous.
No one should, because that is a blessing in
Yes.
itself, to be living on this earth as long as you can, and as long as God bless you with the years to give you that gift on earth to continue your journey, and my journey on this earth, to do the will of God's work and do the will of being in the community, serving my community and others in need. Um, that's it, and there's no way of getting past what God has ordained. You
Absolutely.
just got to continue to walk in those books, those steps that God created for me. So I am so overwhelmed. This was actually beyond my imagination of what I will be in my later years. Never imagined that I will be Miss Black America, Miss Senior America. So this, I can even fathom. I'm
Right.
just still walking in the process of it. And I just am grateful, so grateful for Mr. Anderson and his daughter Alita for his daughter continues his legacy with him to create this platform for us Black women. I just cannot even say thank you enough. I just so grateful for all this, and I just want to continue to do the work that is put before me and help bless others.
Right. Right. And that is why it was so important for this to move forward, this episode today. Okay. Um, and I'm going to let you do more talking than I do. Um, there's no way that I would have postponed this flu, schmoo, or anything else, because it's too important. You're too important. This,
That's what lets you.
oh, honey, you know, really. And so there's just no way. Even if I would have, if I had to do this one lying down. Matter of fact, that's how I did my makeup today. Literally with the mirror and just, you know, and
Yes,
but 12 o'clock, baby, we're gonna be there because I've got to have Senior Miss Black America on the Imagine That with Robin Richie podcast, and so tell us a little bit, for those who don't know your background, where you're originally from.
okay, I'm originally born in Passaic, New Jersey. I moved to Newark, New Jersey back when I was like seventh grade. So that's a while ago. And I lived there since then. Um, so that's where I'm originally from, Passaic, New Jersey, but I laid my roots more so in North New Jersey, Irvington, New Jersey. I started modeling back when I was 16 years old with my parents. I always wanted to be a model. I was a dancer first. I loved dancing, and everyone knew me back as a dancer. Um, so back then, I was dancing, and I always wanted to model. So I came to my parents one day and said, I want to model. And they sent me to an agency. And I just want to say, back in that agency, there were stereotypes, and there are stereotypes for modeling in the industry. So I went there and I asked me, what kind of model you want to be? So I said, I want to be a runway model. I want to model on the runway. And it's a ownership of a man and a woman, wife and husband. And the wife, and I wouldn't expect it from her, but I would expect it from him. She said that you cannot model on a runway. You have to, it's better yet, you become a commercial. And her husband looked at her and said, and he looked at me and said, no, you can be any model you want to be. And that kind of inspired me to continue on to do what I want to do as a runway model. And I did modeling with them for a few months or a year. I think it was a year when I stopped because I ran into issues with family issues. So, but his work resonated with me. Hers punched me in the gut. I just want wanted to do that and model. And I did that for years in my teenager years. I did shows here and there as a teenager. And later in the years, I'm having issues, family issues. And, sometimes that takes you back when you run into issues and you cannot rise up at that occasion, at that time. But that's still desire of wanting to do what I want to do as a model, be a model. And a dancer, because I did try out for some dance. I was supposed to go out and try out for the Fly Girls, but the person who was supposed to take me there, he couldn't meet me to bring me there, so I couldn't even get that chance. But, maybe that was God's will, so I just let it be what it be. But, yes, I was dancing, and then I went back to modeling after I had my first son. And I had my first son model with me. My firstborn has born with Down syndrome. And so he mimics a lot of stuff when he was younger. And he loved to dance when he was little and loved to walk the runway. And so I had him into some shows with me as I was doing it. And then later years, I had my second son. And that took a setback, a really big setback for me, because he was born with cerebral palsy. And at the time when I was carrying him, I had an emergency delivery because he was sick. I was at work and I fell out and had to go to the hospital. So they found out he was sick, so they tried to keep him inside to figure out how they can have him survive outside my body. And he developed hydrops, and hydrops is when he swallowed the feces and the fluid that was around him. So when one day he gave me medication, I know this is a long story, but I have to tell
No. It's necessary.
God's miracles. This is what God does, and I just have to testify and
Absolutely.
how God works
Absolutely,
in my life.
please.
So at the time, I went into another. When the contractions came very heavy, and they was like, okay, we got to give you something. They gave me something, and then they gave me something on top of that. So it was 2 medications going through me to stop the birth of my son, who they didn't want to be delivered because they said his chances of living would be 10%. So when they gave that to me, and I actually blanked out, and all I heard and seen was light and people running in and out the room. And they came and they said they had to give me something. They had to take something to get me out of what was happening to me. So once they did that, and I came to, the doctors came in. It was 2 doctors, my doctor and I guess a resident doctor. And they came and they said, well, you're going to have this baby today, because there's no way we can give you any more medication to stop the delivery. And they went on a procedure saying, well, he has 10% chance of living. We don't think he's going to live, but we want to find out what happened to cause him to have the high drop and everything. So I went through delivery. I had him, and they rushed him to the prenatal intensive care. And I told them I wasn't signing no papers, because I said, I looked at them, well, you guys are not God. I cannot sign papers for no autopsy, because I got to wait for God to say if that's what it's going to be. So I didn't sign those papers. And I said to myself, I was like, if I would have signed those papers, he probably would have been dead. But he lived, but he went through a lot of things when he was there. He had to have an emergency blood transfusion when he was there. I was home, and the nurse, when I got back to the hospital, she's like, oh, we had to give emergency blood transfusion because he turned blue, and we couldn't get in touch with you. So I was told I didn't have a house phone at that time, unfortunately. So I was there every day, and when I could stay there, I stayed there. I had my other son too, also tend to, who's born with Down syndrome, Jamar. But went back, and he fought for his life, and He's a true champion. His name is Javon. He is my DJ. If anybody who does not know, that's my talented son who likes to DJ, who's born with cerebral palsy.
Yes.
So I want to just bear witness and just testify about how God has been good with having mercy on my family's life, my children's life. So Jamar was born, and then Javon was born. So I said, stop, doing my fashion shows. And I just want to say love can also procrastinate you for doing your talent, your creative things that God put into you. So I want to tell everyone, if you have a talent, love is beautiful and love is wonderful and it should be shared, but you should also share the love and the passion of your talent that God gives you in life to use, because the talent that He gives us and He gives you is not to be held in. Mm-hmm. It's to be shared. Mm-hmm. And it's to be shared with everyone, because when you share something, you don't know who you're sharing it with, your talent, because it can be inspiring to someone. It can stop someone from actually having suicide, because they can see themselves through you when you encourage someone on what you're doing through your life. So I just want to say to all my beautiful Black women, it is Women's Month, and I know that we are not the only ones that goes through these things in life, with falling in love and losing ourselves, because that's what I did. I lost myself. I lost my vision of who I am and who I wanted to be. So I just stopped, and then later in the years, I started back. I actually met someone. I want to give her a shout out, Tamika Wilson, who has CD Diamonds. God put people in your path for a reason, and I knew her for years because I was working with her in the same vicinity of LabCorp, and I was told that, we say hi, always greeted each other. But one day she stopped me and we was talking. She's like, I want you to come to my show. And I'm like, and she started telling me what she was doing. She said, I model, but she was in a play. And I was like, oh, you act? I said, I used to act when I was younger, and she's like, oh, come to the show, and then we could talk to the director, which was Keith Green, rest in peace, Keith Green, yes, which Robin has met. So I went to the show, and then she started sending me stuff about casting calls. And that's what actually got me back on the path to modeling and acting. So I just want to say, you got to give people flowers and his due. And Tamika Wilson, I thank her. I thank God for sending her and directing me back to my true destination, my true journey that I'm supposed to be on in life. Yes. I'm still fighting for the modeling industry, for petite models and stuff. So I just thank you. I thank all the people who does give me a chance to walk on their runway and grace their runway. And I'm not one to toot my horn, but I'm going to say that as a 5 feet woman, I am a walker, and I will not let anyone dilute what God has put in me as a talent. I grace the runway. I walk the runway just like a 6-foot woman who walks in the industry for many years. So I just wanted to put that out there. So I just want to say, never give up on your dreams, to all those petite women and all those women whose dreams has been set up because of love. So continue to find yourself and know yourself, know what you want in life.
I will co-sign that. You devour runways. Okay. You devour runways and always have. And being a champion and trailblazer for petite women is something also that is a part of your legacy. So you are not just talking the talk, but you continue to walk the walk, and you are at the forefront of petitioning, if you will, for petite women to be included on the runway. And you're highly sought after with many designers. So, but one of the things, ladies and gentlemen, about Liz that I've always loved about her is her quiet humility. She talked about dancing and that sort of thing. I know about that too. A wonderful dancer, and all that she applies herself, that she has done within her career and continues to do. She does it in excellence, and you've always been an inspiration to many. So, the Imagine That with Robin Richie platform was created to magnify those sentiments. Uh, and so it's just wonderful to have you here, you know? Tell us a little bit about this wonderful foundation you've started, Angelic Halo Foundation.
I started Angelic Halo Foundation back, I think it was like 2005. I started that. I had a best friend, which Marvin has met, Yvette. We call her Pebbles. Um, Back then, it was like December. I knew she was going through some illness, but we didn't know the magnitude of her illness. Because at the hospital that she continued to go to, they were sending her home instead of giving her the scan that she needs to see what was actually going on with her. So in December, she was really, really feeling bad. And her cousin actually didn't take her to the hospital that she continued to go to. She took her to another hospital out of the area. And that hospital automatically did a body scan. And she found out she had breast cancer. I found out from a phone call from her, she was always a kidder and a player. You know, she likes to tell jokes. Even though that would have been a bad joke, he was like, Liz, I had cancer. I had breast cancer. And I was like, stop. When I had a chance to get a borrow vehicle, I went up there. And, you know, God had put in my spirit, and I know some people, I don't know whoever faith is, whatever your faith is, so be it. But my faith is, I have a belief in God because I know what He has done me through.
Right.
And what I prayed about, I received.
Yes.
So one day I know her daughter was pregnant. She's one of her daughters. And I told her, she didn't get up to the hospital yet. And I had to call her. God put in my spirit, it's like, I had to call her and tell her to go see her daughter, her mother. And so that day, her whole family, so she went up there, thank God, she listened. Because that night, that next morning, she had passed away. I didn't know. She died on the day Obama was inaugurated on the parade. Mm-hmm. So I called her that day and at the hospital, and this old lady picked up, and she's an older lady, and she's like, "Did you call your mother? Did you call your mother?" So I'm getting excited that she's home, and I'm like, "Oh, maybe she's home." She's home, so I'm like calling her at the house, and then she was like, "There's no she passed away last night. She passed." So I created that platform in honor of her, yes, in honor of my aunt Shirley May, who was a trooper up until COVID. She had lupus since 1970 something. She was diagnosed with lupus, and she had been at death's door numerous times, and she conquered it. She did it many times until COVID came. I look up to her. She's my champion. She's my hero.
Yes.
As well as my friend Pebbles, who I miss dearly because I did a lot with her. And I have friends, but I don't have a lot of friends that I always hang out like that with each and every day and call each and every day. I don't have those. So she was that. And so I said to myself when I was in another pageant, like, I have to do a foundation. And I met Joanne Jefferson, and I was telling her that I was doing a foundation. And Michelle Johnson, who was on the board of Joanne Jefferson Foundation board, and she helped me with helping my platform come up with Angelic Halo Foundation. But those are the things I built my foundation on. It was with that, and with being an advocate for my children, who has my firstborn with Down syndrome and my son who had cerebral palsy. And the one who has cerebral palsy has developed a mental illness called psychosis back in, I believe it was 2019. Yes, 2019 or 17, exactly. I know the day was on Thanksgiving Day. He was sick, and the next day we had no choice but to go send him to the emergency room and find out what was going on. I thought it was because he had the flu, but it wasn't because of that. He didn't know who he was. He was saying he was someone else, and he didn't want us to touch him at the time. And so I was like, I sent him to the emergency room. That was the most scariest thing in my life, besides losing him as a baby. But the challenges, I most part of my life and my journey as doing the things that I do with my platform of Angelic Halo Foundation. I created that to bring awareness for the cancer, the lupus, domestic violence. My best friend, who I just talked about, we lost her cousin, which was on the news. Her boyfriend actually murdered her. He did have a what you call that, with a restraining order on him. He followed her one day as she dropped the children off, and she seen him, so she jumped out her car and ran. But she ran into an abandoned building, and ran into the abandoned building, and he shot her, and he threw her out the window. The cops did chase him, but he wound up committing suicide on himself. So the children are now without their mom, Tiffany, but they live with their aunt in the Carolinas. So I did honor her. I had her sister come out and do a fundraiser so we can give her a stone for her, a headstone for her grave.
Yes.
Yeah, so those are the things that really bother me, touch me in my life. I've seen domestic violence. I know someone who's facing domestic violence. And I'm sorry, it just gets to me. So you are strong enough. You're still here. Just keep on. Get the help that you need. I have someone I met daily. I call her one of my mentors, Fatima Abdul Johnson, and PA. She's a former Miss Black America pageant queen, and she is the face of the get the help that you need, because I know deep down you really don't want to do what you do, and there's help. You have to reach out. say that about, the situation and awareness that needs to be brought above my foundation, because if I say I'm about it and don't talk about it, then that's me being hypocritical, and I'm not a hypocritical woman. I'm not a hypocrite. These are things that I wish and pray for that will dissolve in this lifetime.
Right.
The cancer and the lupus, juvenile diabetes. I just want to say there's ways that we can turn things around, like by eating right, exercising, which I am not going to say. I'm going to be honest. I don't exercise as much as I should. I don't really exercise, but there's things that I know that's on my list that to do, and I will do it, because as I'm getting older, things not going to work the way they used to as you were younger. So, but if you do the things that you need to do to sustain these things, your liver, your body, motion, all that, it's got to be properly. We got to stay fit. We got to be fit, not only physically, but mentally. So,
Right. You know, I'd love to also bring to the forefront that this title that you currently hold, this is not your not your first time winning or being crowned. There are lots of pageants that you have been a part of, correct? Throughout the years?
I was in one when I was younger. I wasn't crown queen, but I also was in a Today's American Women, which is now called International Today's Women. I became the state queen, and that was called Miss Classy Petite.
Right.
Yes, and I did that back in, I think it was 2015.
Right, right.
But as younger years, I was always into things. My mom always say, I want to do this, put me in that.
Yes, yes. You have a lovely family, a very supportive family. They've always been supportive of your dreams. They show in full force, and I love that. That's wonderful. It's to some people who might not have been aware of your backstory, to be the mom of, and you have 4 sons actually.
Yes, I have actually 4.
Yes, 2 sons, one of whom has cerebral palsy and the other one who has Down syndrome. And yes. And ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to a woman who is the epitome of resilience, faith, perseverance, and throughout it all, I have never, ever, ever heard you complain. Ever. We're talking decades, ladies and gentlemen. I've never heard you complain. I've never heard you murmur. I've never heard you utter anything other than what we've heard thus far in this interview, which is a testimony of who you are. So tell us how you intend to use your platform as Senior Miss Black America to enhance experiences for Black women.
Well, I intend to continue what I've always been actually doing, is mentoring young girls, and not only young girls, older women, and in between. We all need mentorship. I am a mentee of several others. I'm a mentee of Robin Richie, Tyrone Chablis, and Fatima, I just adopted her as one of my mentees. And another lady, young ladies who had interviewed me, it has inspired me to give me inspiration. And I, when I need to be criticized or directed, they're there to direct me. So that's what I want to be there for others. I know sometimes we hear things and they tell us, people tell you to do certain things this way, and we still go about the other way. But it's a learning lesson. But you get pushed back to the direction because they'll say, oh, well, you didn't do this. You need to go back to what I asked you. And when you set those in motion, and then you see here help direct and mentor me through all these obstacles and the things that I do not know and things that I'm not familiar with, because we as people, we don't know everything. We learn from each other, old and young. I even am inspired by young women who's younger than me, and I listen to their words, and not, we don't have direct conversations, some of us, but we still learn from each other.
Yes.
So those are the things that's most important to me, and as far as the health issue in this world is us uniting together and helping each other develop each other into being our best version of ourselves, because we are here, but we can be here.
Yes.
If we just be here.
Yes.
Together.
Yes.
So that is my determination and my willpower. It's just God will, and as long as I'm trying, I know things will work forward to progress that way. As long as I put the work in, nothing's just easy in life. Nothing has been easy for me, and I know the steps that I take, and I be like, oh God, this is hard. Oh, I don't want to say I can't, and nobody should ever say they can't. These affirmations in life that people have been manifesting, we speak over our life and it will develop in that way. So I would never say I can't. I just say sometimes it's a little challenging, but you can't be successful if you don't go through the challenges, because those are the things that build you into being the best version of yourself. Because when challenges come later, how can you face it if you never challenged it in your life before? Right. You'll be confused and lost if you haven't had a challenge in your life to overcome anything else that comes your way. So those are the things that I tend to continue to with my platform as Queen, Senior Miss Queen, Miss Black America. I want to help them and help my others in life. And Miss Black America, I just say this platform means a lot, only because Black women in years, especially us darker color women, we had self-esteem problem, and we still continue to fight these fights with ourselves, with our self-esteem. But this platform was built to help us with our self-esteem. So I think.
Why do you think that is?
I think that's because things in life as we were younger, the Barbie doll being white and as being a younger, going back and reflect, but I've been overlooked in life. But it's okay, because I had to protect you sometimes. Sometimes you get overlooked because it's to protect you for something big.
Right.
Like my cousins being light skinned and beautiful, and I'm being, everybody would pass me to me. I mean, it could be just me, but they put that in our lives, in television. What we see all the time, and you see it all the time. You don't know when you see something all the time. That's actually transforming you into
subliminally.
They want you to see, and they want you to believe. If you see it continuously happen, just like even in the model industry, they put on us and projected on us in life that you can't be a model because you got to be tall, thin, and white. And then they seen the Black beautiful woman who's tall and skinny. It was like, oh, okay, just open the door a little bit for them. So that's what they did. So then the Black woman say, oh, well, we have to be tall, a little light skin, brown skin, a paper bag rule, I would say. I just think that's been toxic to our universe and to our nation.
Right.
To continuously pour out, and media, news, what you feel that is best and worth being on these certain platforms in life and television and as Black women.
Mm.
We comes in different shades. We are all beautiful. The shades makes us beautiful. It's just overwhelmed my heart.
Mm.
The beauty of Black women itself and women in general. We are conquerors. We are nurturers. We are powerful.
Mm.
We are essence.
Yes.
And it's just to know the beauty of what we are, and we possess so much power. And if we unite and do the things together instead of separately,
Right.
whew,
Right.
I just can imagine the power of what the creative things that will outcome of this Black woman. We went through struggles, and like I said, like the self-esteem, we still go through that, and we go through that with each other, being jealous of each other. I just pray, and I know we can, because we can.
Mm.
And it will be done, that we will continue to overcome the barriers of being excellence in this world, because as yourself, Robin, who wears multiple hats, talented, creative, you are, and I just so grateful that you have became a person in my life and stuck with me and throughout the years in my life, because she is such an inspiration to younger girls, older girls, and we've been doing things together for a while and sticking together this far. So I'm grateful for that. I just know there's more things to come with us as women. Yes. Together in life to create the builders, nurturers of the world, as we always have been. Right. And this is not to dim the light on our men, especially our Black men. So I give a shout out to them. So
yes,
but I know the power of what a woman possesses and the things that we do. We've been single parents and developing good young men, good young women who find their purpose in life, and we love unconditionally, no matter what.
You touched on a few things. You touched on colorism, which I agree, it is corrosive. It was initially instituted as a means of division and control. Okay. And unfortunately, this corrosive practice is something that I think has kind of married itself into the psyche generationally.
Yes.
Okay. See, we've had these fantastically earth shattering conversations privately. Um, but with all of the talent and the brilliance that we as a people possess, until we move into a realm of just complete support and moving away from that mental competitiveness, which is also in my view, it is something that also divides us. You see, my colleagues who do what I do and then more, I applaud them.
Yes.
I cheer for them. I mean, genuinely. These are some of them I don't even know. I'm sure they know of me, but we don't have a working relationship other than I being who I am and having the platform that I have and creating and presenting content that I think falls in alignment with what the Imagine That with Rob and Richie podcast wishes to present. So that is not always honored. Okay. And I think that our younger generations are looking at us, and they have been. So it's like the passage in the Bible that says, be wiser but weaker, right? So we have all of this magnificent technology, and there are a lot of amazing young people who are doing wonderful, wonderful things. And at the same time, I don't see the Elizabeth stories as frequently as I should. I don't hear these wonderful stories of women such as yourself aren't being profiled in the way that they should. So I applaud successes. I applaud, but you know me, I'm a content of character person. So if you want to bombard me with imagery that is, if it is not edifying to me or my people, because I happen to be one of those people who I am, you already know, old school. I live to be a credit to my race. Okay. And often I've said I was born at the wrong time, you know,
Yes.
because there's no healthy appreciation, it seems sometimes, like for that today. So you're kind of looked at sort of like an oddball. Okay. And I mean, that's cool. That's fine because I embrace authenticity and I recognize it in others. And at the same time, as a healer, okay, uh, that's why it's important to stand behind Angelic Halo Foundation and other organizations such as that, because you're bringing healing to the community. And I love how you've used your platform of fashion and you've intertwined it with bringing awareness to all of these different platforms, whether it's domestic violence or it's lupus or it's any of the other platforms that Angelic Halo Foundation recognizes. So it's not just the quick flash of the fashion and the exciting models and there's purpose.
Yes.
There's purpose. And that is what propels us forward. So we have all sorts of distractions in society today. And those distractions are aimed towards the youth. So the youth are not encouraged to embrace women such as yourself who, and it's not that they're told don't, but they're not encouraged to either. Okay. So just seeing where you are today, knowing some of the challenges that you've shared with us today, and knowing that your faith has propelled you and will continue to propel you. And I just see so many, 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 many blessings that will continue to unfold because you deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it. You really do. You really do. I would love to show some images and you can share with us what we are about to see.
Okay, this is my royal court here. We are the first senior Miss Black America to embark on this division. The young lady in red is Renee Lagom. She's the first runner-up. and she's the queen of Washington, D.C., of D.C. District Capital. And the young lady in white is Deborah Powell, and she is Miss Black America of Virginia. And the one next to me is Patricia McDowell. Patricia is the Miss Senior Black America of New York. And the one on the end is myself, and I am now the Senior Miss Black America.
Magnificent. We have more.
And I just want to say this also, because some people get confused of when I say Miss Black America. Some people don't know of the nationals and just becoming the queen, like the Queen of New York. When I went to nationals of Atlantic City, and when you go to nationals, there's either first, second, third place. And the nationals are the queen. She becomes the queen of each of all the states and of America. Some people get confused with that. So I just want to clarify that. Once anyone goes to a national pageant and they become a queen of that pageant, they become the queen of all the states of that pageant. So I just want to, because I know a lot of people get confused of the divisions of being a delegate and being the queen. Once you become a delegate, you go to the nationals, and you come back. If you don't win, you become the queen of that state of that year.
Fantastic. Fantastic. That's magnificent. We have a few more images I'd like to share.
The lady in the young lady in the burgundy, and she's one of my judges. Very prestigious woman, and forgive me because I don't have my book and I could give you her name, but I know she's a woman of importance as well as all of those women are. The middle, again, is, I believe, me and the first runner-up and the second runner-up, and that's with Renee Lagarde and Patricia. And the other lady with the purple is Blassingame. I just remember her name as Blassingame, her last name, and I know she's of that family. She has her own iPad network, and she was there during the red carpet event with her. And those are the green is us just having fun at the event. We have a little photo shoot before we went out, and we did a tribute with Amina Farkar. She's another pageant queen, and she's the queen of all times. Once you become a queen and your year has passed, you become the queen of all times. I know my dad says queen of all times right now, but I am the queen, Senior Miss Black America of 2023-24. But these are the images after it. We was having fun with the Miss Black America youth, and we was just all embracing each other, loving on each other, and having fun with some photo shoots. Yes.
Make no mistakes, ladies and gentlemen. She is the queen. Queen Elizabeth. Yes. How about that? I have a couple of more images that I'd love for you to share with us. What's happening?
Okay, I cannot really. Oh, that's with the mayor of West Orange, Martin Luther King walk. He did a walk in Westfield, New Jersey, and the mayor was there, and she was very, very opening, and it was a blessing to meet her. And the older lady on that lady is like 90 something years old, and we met her at that event of Martin Luther King event, and I don't remember her name. It was just me taking pictures with certain people, and she was one of them, senior. And of course, my parents. I love my parents. My mother, my father, Rose and Alfred Dicker was there. They stayed with us there. The pageant was a long day. It was a long night, and they were such troopers. They supported me through the whole day and night. They stayed there until the end. So I'm grateful because it was a long night that night. So those are my parents, Rose and Albert Dicker, and in the middle is um, another pageant queen, Miss Black America, Miss Helen. Miss Helen was also our dance choreographer, and let me tell you, when we did this this choreographed number that she did, and us being that seniors, that people probably thinking, but they really enjoyed it, and we enjoyed that number too. So we thank Helen for actually coming in and helping us do this choreographed number that was put into the pageant.
Fabulous.
And the lady on the left is why I even entered Miss Joanne Jefferson, who has a foundation called Jefferson Foundation. She also has a competition called the Diva Competition. I knew Joanne Jefferson for years. I have to tell you more about her. She's an angel. She's always giving to the community. But I entered her Queen Diva. I always was one to help her and direct and help her with the models, even be a designer in her competition, her fashion and diva competition. I entered her competition. It's funny, guys like, no, you're not gonna help. You're gonna do this pageant this year. So I went into for the Queen Diva, and of course, this is the results. I became her Queen Diva, which actually leveled me up to be run into the Miss Senior Black America, which I wasn't going to go for. But between her and another mentor, Diane Eubanks, who is actually the director of the Senior Miss Black America, which you will see a picture of her probably in there somewhere. She kept calling me, and then Joanne was calling me, oh, you should do it, go for Senior Miss Black America. And they pushed me, and I just say thank you for pushing me. God had them push me to even enter it, and I'm just grateful. They're wonderful women of God. They're blessed, and Dr. Eubanks and between Dr. Eubanks and Joanne Jefferson, they are women who wear multiple hats, doctors and continual education, and they, try to inspire other women and people to continue their education.
Yes, beautiful.
And of course, if anybody don't know her, this is I call her Miss Parker. She was giving each of us an award for Miss Black America because now we are a family union. So this is a certificate honoring us into the family of Miss Black America pageantry and legacy. And I cannot see the picture in the middle because my eyes are not going to tell.
Oh, so it looks like you're at a school.
Okay, this is with the teacher at one of the schools I went to. It's
right.
a public school in Newark. This is one of the teachers I met. I went to address the students in Black History Month, Miss Black America, and this is one of the teachers that I met there. And he's a good teacher. The kids love him.
Beautiful. And by the way, you mentioned Ms. Parker. Yes, the Ms. Parker from the movie Friday. Yes, absolutely. An absolutely beautiful woman. And she's a title, a former title.
She's Miss Black America of California, yes.
Yes.
Now it's Miss Black America of all times, yes.
So in case you missed that, oh, that's the parents. Hold on. There she is. There she is. With our...
And she is, oh my God, that woman is such a sweetheart and so funny.
Yes.
I'm grateful to have met her. She's so funny. It was, and you think some people be distant. She was not distant at all with anybody. Her rapport is so nice. I just was grateful to meet her.
Beautiful. Let's see who we have next.
Absolutely beautiful. And that is Gabrielle. That is Miss Black. everywhere. My mother is so sweet, and her, she came to me, and when I won, and she said to me it was well deserving for me to win, and it was just an honor to hear that from a younger person, a younger queen, who is so grateful. When you see her walk, she walks like air. So that is Gabrielle. She was the Miss Black America of 2023. And this is this is my mini photo shoot that I did recently. And the background you see is actually the Harriet Tubman commemoration they did down in Newark, New Jersey. Across the street is a park, and they did a tribute to Harriet Tubman. And the reason why I did this photo shoot, this is just small clippings of the photo shoot, because I am actually being honored a Harriet Tubman Award, which will be on March 30th.
Blessed congratulations. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Well deserved.
Thanks.
Well deserved. Well, my beautiful Liz, we have come upon the close. Would you please share with the viewing audience ways that they can either contact you or support your Angelic Halo Foundation, and how they can keep up with what's happening with Senior Miss Black America?
Okay, hello. You can reach me at my email. It's Liz D as a letter D. It's LIZZD 8933 @gmail.com. You can also reach me on my platform on Instagram as Liz Petite1. I do respond back to messages, depending on what kind of message I get, because some people inbox things that they should be about. And I'm also on Facebook as Liz Dicker on Facebook. And I also have a TikTok. I'm Liz Petite1 on TikTok. Those platforms, you can reach me through at any time. I do respond back, and when time permits me to do, I will definitely respond back. My Fashion Award show will be June 8th this year at the beautiful Cherry Blossom Welcome Center. Beautiful place. I will be honoring some well-deserved people and I wish I could do more, but I have to wait till the following year. There are so many people that doing so much beautiful, magnificent things in this life and then throughout this community. I'm like, God, I wish I could, but I know I can't, because it would go be over time. We don't want to bore people with all the awards. And when I said the first year, I did like a lot of awards. So I have to narrow it down. As you're doing your production, you learn from it, and that's what I'm learning from. I have to minimize certain things. So that's one, but there will be about 10 honorees that I'm honoring. I will have you'll see them honorees soon. I will create my collage on my platforms so everyone can see these well-deserved individuals who not only be awarded by me, but should be awarded by many who does award events and throughout their communities.
Yes.
June 8th, Cherry Blossom at Branchwood Park, New Jersey. Also, I am still casting for some more models. So if anybody who's interested in walking for a purpose and a cause, please give me a call, message me, and I definitely will get back to you on that. And I do not leave short my models, because I do give back to them also. It's not an award as such as the honorary award, but I give them something, a certificate saying that I appreciate you for walking for a cause, because some things we walk on runways and it's nice and it's beautiful, but sometimes you need to walk for a cause. So I ask all the models who are interested to please come forward and do your stepping stone for a cause, okay? So June 8th, Cherry Blossom It starts at doors open at 2:30. Show will start around 3:30, and you don't want to miss this. It's going to be a great event. It's going to be uplifting. You're going to hear a few stories, not long stories, but a few stories, and it's just going to be a wonderful event. So I pray that those who can, please be there. Please support the cause.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And what I will do is you can send me all of the contact information and I will share that where I have today's podcast once I've done the post production and editing and that sort of thing, but I will add your contact information as well so that and one final thing, which is, what would you say to beautiful little girls who are looking at you? What would your words be to them?
My word to all the little girls out there is, you are worth it. You deserve it. All the best. Just remember who you are and what you want to do. And once you find that thing that you want to do and be in life, continue to thrive in it. Continue to work towards it. Never, ever give up on your dreams and yourself, because all those things will happen for you if you just continue to walk in that direction. You have purpose, and your purpose are with your goals. Know that you are wonderfully made, beautifully made, and I love you all, and I just love all my young little girls in life. You are all princesses and queens, so God bless you. Thrive and be the best version of yourself. I know you can do it. You know you can do it. So continue to do that. Is of good nature and goodwill of yourself.
And that is magnificent. And I'm going to take that to my little girl heart. Yes. Okay. I thank you so much for availing yourself.
Thank you.
And I would not have missed this one for anything. It's too important.
And I just want to say, I didn't see a picture with me. I know it was a lot of pictures I gave you, but Diane Eubanks, Esquire, Miss Dr. Diane Eubanks, I thank her because she fought for this division of Senior Miss Black America. So I thank her so much and she took very, very good care of us, and she fights for us, senior queen. So I thank her. Her picture wasn't shared there, but she is on my Facebook. Anybody who wants to connect with her for anything, she is a lawyer and the chancellor of a university. So we just thank her. Again, I thank Mr. Anderson and Alita, and I just continue to put Miss Black America on my agenda to lift up the platform, because we want it back to where it was in 1968 and on network NBC. So we're pushing for that to be back on TV. We just pray God has his hands in all this. I know he does. And Mr. Anderson, your legacy will live on, and it live on to all your Black queens. We thank you, because we are your queens, but he is our ultimate queen, king of all time.
Amen. Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Continued success to you. Thank you for all you are doing for all women. And thank you for being my face everywhere you go, because you're representing me. And I'm trying my best to represent you. Thank you. I love you. Continued success. God bless. And thank you, all of the viewers. Thank you so very much for supporting the Imagine That with Robin Richie podcast. I am Robin Richie. I thank you for supporting us for 26 seasons. Yes, this is the 26th season of the Imagine That with Robin Richie brand. It began with local programming, television, And then it moved on to internet radio, and eventually it landed here as a podcast. So thank all of you, and all the best until the next time. Oh, and happy Women's History Month.
Happy
Bye-bye.
Women's Day. Happy Women's Month, excuse me. Bye, everyone. Have a blessed day.
Bye-bye, dear. Bye-bye, everyone. Thank you again.